Becoming a single mom by choice isn't easy, and I'm often asked what I wish I knew before I became a mom, and so let's chat about that. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a single mom by choice. I documented my entire journey to motherhood on YouTube, and I've been a mother for almost 6 years now, which is crazy. And now I'm back and I'm trying to help other moms make that decision for themselves and help them through the process of fertility and all that stuff. And I don't believe in sugarcoating stuff. I know some people don't want to hear about the challenges of motherhood, but I think it's important to share some of those unique things and not to deter other women to become single moms by choice, but in order to plan for things that I didn't plan for and things that I wish that I had planned for. So that's what I'm sharing with you today, is those things that I wish I knew before I became a single mom by choice. These types of videos are hard for me to make because I don't know what is hard or what is a challenge for me because I'm a single mom by choice, or is just normal mom stuff. Especially, I have learned from a lot of friends that men are useless. And a lot of the challenges that I have are normal motherhood challenges because even though they're partnered, they have no support from their partner. So that's unfortunately the reality these days. And I hope more and more women become single moms by choice and drop the dead weight of partners, because honestly, it's not worth our time. The other thing is, I don't know what is hard for me because my child is disabled. My daughter has Down syndrome and level 3 autism. She has mobility issues. She's non-speaking. There's a whole whack of things that is going on with my daughter. So I don't know what exactly is hard because of her. Versus what is hard because I'm a single mom by choice. So it's hard to differentiate between the different levels of hard. And so if you're just considering being a single mom by choice, I'm going to go through this list, but you might not actually relate to any of this because you're like, that's not applicable. So making this list, I try to keep it more broad. So that way, if you are considering becoming a single mom by choice, this will actually apply to you. First thing I wish I knew was plan all I want. I could not plan all the outcomes of who my child is going to be. I went into my daughter's adoption with a list of things that I did and did not want to accept for special needs. And this was based off of what I felt I could handle. I had 2 things on my list that have come true. It's taken me a long time to not necessarily grieve, but yeah, I guess kind of grieve the life that I thought was going to happen with my child. And so I had this idea in my head of who my daughter was going to grow up and be. And it's been hard sometimes to let go of that. So as much as I wanted to have everything planned out, there was no way to plan, because once you bring that child home, whether you give birth to them or you adopt them, you have that child, and you don't know what you're going to end up with. And obviously my child is my child. She was meant to be my child. I fully believe that the universe gave me the child that I was meant to have. The way things lined up and the way things have been since coming home, fully embrace that. And she's perfect for me. So I have learned so much from her, but the whole planning for every little thing, you never will be able to plan, because once you have your child, things change so much. I wish I knew that people would leave my life. I thought I had a good support system. I thought I had a good group of friends. I thought oh yeah, I have people I can rely on. And ironically, the people that I thought I could rely on floated away when my daughter came home. For me, it's a little bit on the harder side to make friends with people and have that support, which is why I love the online community so much, because honestly, if you've been here for a while, you know who you are. You guys held me up during some really hard times, and honestly, the only reason I survived the journey. I wish I knew that kids get sick at the absolute worst times. I swear the universe likes to fuck with me sometimes, and my daughter would get sick on days where I absolutely could not leave work, or where I absolutely had no backup plan for childcare. And you kind of want to back up of the backup, because I had times where my backup childcare was also sick. You want to make sure that these people are good with illness. You don't want to have it be oh, I have this friend that said that she'll take my kid when sick, But will that person take your kid when they're puking and have diarrhea everywhere? Because that's a different game. Hi. I wish I knew how much I would struggle working full-time and parenting. Again, this is one of the things where it's like, maybe it's just because my kid is 100% needing supervision at every single moment. So working full-time was just really hard because I just felt that like I was always on. And this is something common for moms throughout everything. Just working full-time. I also wish I knew how much I would hate my job. I worked so hard on my career. It's what I wanted to do my entire life. I built my entire life around getting to the point in the career that I was at when my daughter came home. When I went back to work, I was like, oh my gosh, I could never be a stay-at-home mom. I love my job so much, yada yada. In the year, we traveled. We drove across Canada. We hung out. We played. Joint attention became so much better. And she became like a little person during that summer. And I then went through a big grieving period of, I was having separation anxiety. I was so sad to leave her. I was so sad that I didn't get to parent her during the day, that somebody else got to take care of my baby while I went to work. Like, what bullshit is that? Every year got harder and harder to the point where I hated my job. And then, of course, stuff in my own job got worse and worse and more stressful and all that stuff, which ended up leading to where I am now, where I have taken a year off from my job, sold my house, moved back in with my parents because I mentally could not handle it. Something I wish I could have been prepared for, but I don't think there's any way you can prepare for it, was the sleep deprivation. I really wish that I could have been prepared for the sleep deprivation, but there's no way. I wish I had known that I would parent so different than how I planned on parenting. I wasn't prepared for how much I want to spend time with her and hoard her to myself. I get jealous of when other people get to spend time with her and I don't. I get jealous of her relationships with other people, which is strange. And I just enjoy spending time with her. I enjoy traveling alone with her. I enjoy going out to places alone with her. I also wish I had planned better for medical stuff, both her and me. Because I never had a plan for if she was in the hospital, what I would do financially. Thankfully, I had savings. Thankfully, I had friends that would like send me money for food. I live in Canada, so the medical bills side is covered, but I wasn't prepared for like the time off work, anything like the parking, and then food, because let me tell you, hospital food is ridiculously expensive. I also wish I had known how much more of a feminist I would become. I wanted to be a single mom by choice like my entire life. And so I'm a plan A single mom by choice. And if you're watching this, you might be a plan B one where you're like, oh, I haven't really met the right partner. And so but I want a child of my own. So that's what I'm doing. But for me, I was a plan A and I wanted to do things my way. I like control. I like the independence, and so that has always been my thing. And so now, especially in the most recent times with how things are with patriarchy, I am way more of a feminist, and I honestly am leaning towards hating men. Useless, not helpful. There's so few out there that I'm like, this is a good guy. Just the expectations and the stuff that I've researched with decensuring men, I just think we need a matriarchy. I think we need to combine a bunch of women that are single moms by choice and just create our own community, and just live like that without men. And lastly, I wish I had known how exclusive this world is. I absolutely love having a child that is like not neurotypical, because honestly, neurotypical kids are boring to me, because you never know what's going to happen with this one. But unfortunately, the world does not see her magic. The world does not see how special she is. The world just sees what she's not capable of instead of all the incredible things she is capable of. I just wish I had known that I would be constantly fighting to just let her be welcome somewhere. Not even welcome, to be tolerated somewhere. Half the time it's like people won't even tolerate her to let her exist. And it's so frustrating. My plan is right now is to do 5 videos a week. I might be a little insane for doing that, but Monday I want to do mindset stuff revolving around the wheel of the year and the lunar cycles and stuff like that. And then Tuesdays will be TMI Tuesday. I am bringing that back where we are going to talk about things that people consider TMI. We're going to be talking about periods and discharge and all that interesting stuff. Wednesdays is going to be like a what if Wednesday. I really like alliteration. So we're going to be talking about the common worries and concerns that women have when they're considering becoming single moms by choice. And then Thursday will be Thinking Thursday. So we're going to talk about the logistics of the things like finances and childcare and stuff like that when it comes to becoming a single mom by choice. And then Friday is going to be Fertility Friday, where we're going to be talking about fertility treatments, fertility questions, things that you need to know about your fertility, and all that stuff. I know some of you probably want more adoption content. Go and watch my old videos for right now. At this point, adoption stuff is hard because the laws vary so much depending on where you live and where you are adopting from. So there's only a few videos that I could be making that are more general, and most of those I've made in the past. So I'm not going to rehash those right now. Once I get through what I have planned, which let me tell you, I have a lot of stuff planned, then I will move on to adoption stuff. I might talk about some adoption stuff and some of the like thinking stuff, but anyway, thanks so much for watching if you made it this far, and I will see you guys later.